Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's great to be here with you talking about today's topic, which is joining the unexpected with meditation, parentheses, or why your smartphone won't make you happy, which is somewhat amorphous, I realize, because what do we mean by unexpected? But I wanted to start zooming way out and just talking about our human condition. The human condition, according to the Buddhist point of view, is that we are constantly seeking pleasure and we are constantly trying to avoid pain, right? I want that thing, that relationship, that job, and I definitely don't want, credit card debt and awkward first dates and, you know, that sort of stress level that comes with work. Like we always want the things that are pleasurable. We always dislike the idea that these things could also cause us pain. We end up, as a result, telling ourselves a lot of stories about something that will ultimately make us happy. And I just gave 3 examples, right? Like a new product, a new relationship, a new job, it could be a new house, a new piece of furniture, whatever it is. There's always going to be something new out there. And we say, well, when I get that, or when I attain this level of status or this level of wealth, then things will be okay. And every time we may or may not end up hitting those things, if we don't, we feel disappointed, we feel let down, we feel maybe something's wrong with us, or we do, and then we want something else. Okay, great, I got that job, but what I really want is more money. Okay, I feel financially secure, but what I really need then is a better apartment. And we can continue to go and go and go. And this will actually create a life of suffering for us. This is, when I say it's the basic tendency for us humans, that's sort of how we end up perpetuating our own suffering, always looking for something else. There's a term in the Shambhala Buddhist tradition known as cocoon, that we actually keep ourselves closed off from reality and other people by spitting out all these stories of, well, if I get this, if I get that. And we start to say, well, we keep threading, creating these almost like mental threads of, well, if this happens, then that I'll do this, and then they'll do that. And we keep sort of keeping ourselves, our gaze becomes almost glossed over. We're literally, I don't know if you can imagine the visual of us like actually being in a cocoon. The cocoon, each thread of the cocoon is being made up of these stories that we tell ourselves, ways that we are not actually showing up for reality as it is, but instead trying to hide out and make ourselves feel safe, feel protected from pain, and ideally just focusing on only the pleasurable things in our world. I want to sort of touch on the smartphone aspect because our smartphones do perpetuate this. When I say our smartphones won't make us happy, often they will perpetuate the sense of like, oh, I've got another thing to keep me distracted from actually having to look at the reality of my situation. We're sipping our morning coffee and all of a sudden there's a CNN news alert. We say, oh, well, that's now something. I'm going to distract myself with that. I can't just taste my coffee. We're out with a friend, we're having a nice meal, and someone keeps texting us. We say, oh, I'm going to be in that relationship instead of the relationship right in front of me. Instead of being on the subway, we say, oh, there's Instagram. I'll scroll through and I'll see what's on Instagram. And we're sort of missing some of the beauty of the world around us. So these smartphones tend to perpetuate the sense of like distraction, closing ourselves off. Not that they are bad by themselves. Mine's sitting over here, right? This is a perfectly fine thing to have. It allows my wife to call me. It allows friends to text and check in. It allows me to connect with people on social media. That's fine and good. But when I just do it as a way to distract myself from the present moment, then that's not good. In the same way that a hammer is a tool, right? It can be used to hang a nail and place a beautiful piece of art, or it could be used to, bash someone's hand. And that would be quite a form of aggression. So here it's like, oh, we can use our smartphones for deeper connection if that's our actual intention, or if we don't have a conscious intention, we might end up using it for ways of distraction and ways of spacing out and distancing ourselves, creating some veil, some cocoon between us and the world around us. So there's a short line in a Buddhist chant that actually continuously comes to my mind because it points out what many of us do, which is that we are always looking for another now. That's the line. We aren't able to merely be present with what's going on. Whether it's a subjectively good experience or a not so good experience, we mentally check out and daydream about another moment in time, another now that we could be a part of. Well, the now that we see on social media, the now of that person texting us. Things move very quickly, though, in life, and they change often. So it's sort of hard for us to hide out from reality for too long and distract ourselves forever. At some point, we actually have to face facts and be with our world. Maybe something goes awry and we need to be there for it. Our phone offers us many ways to hide out, our Netflix and games and all sorts of things, so that we never have to be with our current now and address that uncertainty of our life. But at some point, the battery dies. At some point, life demands our attention. So it's not actually an effective way for us to sort of hide out and distance ourselves from the world. Uncertainty is actually part of life. The unexpected is just part of life. We think things are going one way and then something happens and life takes a left turn and there we are. Our phone will not save us in that case. So instead of fighting uncertainty, instead of fighting all of the various ways that we might get hooked by change and impermanence, we could actually say, well, this is going to be part of my spiritual path. And that's what I mean by joining the unexpected with meditation. Or to get to our Lojong slogan for this particular talk, the Lojong slogan in this particular section that we're working in patience is, whatever you meet unexpectedly, join with meditation. So I often think of like Atisha in the 11th century sort of smiling as he jotted this one down, because everything, like, it's hard to, it makes it sound like, oh, something might happen someday. No, like, we deal with the unexpected quite regularly. We wake up in the morning and then all of a sudden there's something that went weird at work and we're like, wait, what, I got to deal with this now? Or all of a sudden our kid is sick and our day is shot because we have to stay home with the kid. There's always unexpected things that pop up. Oh my gosh, there's this horrible tragedy that happened in my nation, and it just captivates our mind and heart and makes us feel brokenhearted. Like, there's always going to be something unexpected. So whatever we meet unexpectedly, we join with meditation. It's an interesting idea. It reminds me of these lines from a poem by the Tibetan Buddhist teacher Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, where it was his poem Timely Rain. He said, "In the garden of gentle sanity, may you be bombarded by coconuts of wakefulness." So these coconut moments, these moments of the unexpected, that's what we're talking about. It could be our lover rejects us. It could be a family member passes away. It could be we lose our job. And our heart breaks and we feel deflated. These are the times when we're completely groundless, where uncertainty is foremost in our imagination, and we're not sure what to do next. But within this moment of sudden change, we're actually given a beautiful opportunity. So we're going about our day-to-day life. Oh, here I am in the garden of gentle sanity, meaning like I'm just going about tending to my life, just doing my normal thing. Things feel normal. There's some sense of stability, and then boom, a coconut, not an acorn. Not a gentle tap on the head going, hey, wake up. It's a coconut. Coconuts knock us to our knees. If a coconut fell out of a tree and hit me, I'd fall. What would I do in that moment? What's the beautiful opportunity I'm talking about? One way that we could react is to curl up in pain and say, I'm just going to hide out here and hope that change and uncertainty goes and picks on someone else. And that is not particularly effective. I'm going to be on my phone. I'm going to play Candy Crush. You get back to me when life feels stable again. That's not actually the opportunity for wakefulness. You'd be bombarded by coconuts of wakefulness. These coconuts are meant to offer another way. That we could face our heartbreak, face our pain, or our sense of suffering head on. That we can lean into the pain, exploring it, almost daring it to overwhelm us, so that we realize how strong we are and how we have the ability to move through it. You are still here. You've probably suffered lots of heartbreak in your life, and you are still here. So you know that you have the ability to move through it. How do we move through the pains and times of uncertainty in our life? By leaning in as opposed to hiding out from them. This can be said for any emotional upheaval, of course. If we try to hide from it, we will be unsuccessful. The emotions have a tendency to come back and be with us when we least expect it. So the more we struggle against the pain, the longer we end up wallowing in it. So instead, we're diving into the turmoil, which is a very brave thing. We experience it fully. We allow it to wash over us like a wave. And then we see if we can come out the other side feeling revitalized. when we do that, we are more able to ride the waves of our life. If we try not to hide out from the unexpected, but to confront it and to be with it as it is, then we might find some sense of meaning. What we're learning to do is we're learning to ride the waves of our life, right? We're learning to say, oh, there's going to be lots of unexpected things that happen in my life. Can I just be there for them as opposed to try to hide from them, as opposed to try to cocoon myself away from them? Wouldn't the more mindful, compassionate way be to just open my heart, open my mind to the extent that I can accommodate some of the difficult circumstances that arise in my life? There is a little bit of a leap of faith here that we are saying, I'm going to allow myself to be that big, that open, that tender, to experience my world as it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the leap of faith is that we actually are able to do it, that everything is workable. That's the amazing thing. Everything is workable if we connect to a sense of wholeness, completeness as is. In that sense, the idea of bringing this to be our spiritual path, the unexpected becomes part of it, is actually the idea that we use every circumstance in our life as a way to wake up. So at some point in our practice, we might say, oh, I want to meditate, I want to have less stress in my life. That's great, right? That's where we start. Okay, I want stress reduction, I want to be able to manage my life, I want to be more present for my life, I want to have more awareness. These are all very good things. And that's where we enter the practice. That's how we start to notice some of the benefits because we are more aware, or we're kinder, or we're more patient. And I'll come back to patience in a second. But that is, in some sense, the first step of like, well, I don't want to have so much pain. The next step is saying, well, pain's going to happen anyway. I might as well be able to handle it well. The unexpected will arise. I would like to be able to hold my seat and maintain a sense of equanimity. Equanimity, and for some people might have heard me talk about this term before because I love the dictionary definition. If you go to like dictionary.com or something, you would find mental calmness or composure, especially in the midst of difficult circumstances. Equanimity isn't everything's going our way. Equanimity is the unexpected is here, it's causing me pain, and I'm able to maintain a sense of mental calmness and composure, which is awesome. That I think like people are like, yeah, I want that, right? So that's sort of, this is a meditation pep talk, of course. Like this is why we take the long view. When we talk about, in this particular section of the mind training teachings, when we talk about patience, we're essentially being asked to be with things as they are and to take the long view. So to be with things as they are, right? This is the Buddhist notion of patience. That it's not grin and bear it and I'm just going to pretend to be nice while everyone annoys me and then I get to do what I want to do. And that's patience. No, it's the sense of being open to things as they are. If something's not going our way, that's what's happening. We say, okay, that's just what's happening. This is what's happening right now and things will change, right? That's the beauty of impermanence and change. The flip side of our sense of uncertainty is that even some of the bad things, of course, they're going to change and we are going to heal from them and all of that. Anyway, that's a tangent, but the idea of patience as being open to things as they are. And the second aspect is, can we take this long view? That this isn't, I meditated for 10 minutes today, why don't I feel peaceful? I should have no stress. It's, okay, I'm learning to tame the mind. Almost like it was a wild beast. Over time, I'm going to be able to slowly teach this wild beast some tricks. And the trick here is to relax, to become accommodating. The mind can ultimately learn to notice stressful situations, notice situations that cause us pain initially, but not get held there. So think about it. Every time you're meditating on the breath, for example, you notice a big thought comes up. Oh my God, I can't believe that they're doing that thing. And that's unexpected. We acknowledge it and we come back to the stabilizing and soothing influence of the breath, right? Sure. Very nice, very good. It doesn't feel good at the time, but ultimately that rewires the brain. So as we go about our day-to-day life, it's very subtle. We don't always notice the benefits of meditation, but we start to say, oh, I handled that situation a little bit better than I would have normally. Maybe it's because I've been meditating. It's like a drip by drip thing of, oh, I didn't get held by stress in the same way that I used to. I didn't lose the majority of my day to playing out that scenario over and over and over again in my head. I was able to relax and re-enter my day at a certain point. So you might be sitting there saying, oh, but I still end up obsessing about that thing for an hour. Okay. Question for you, longtime meditator. Did it used to be 2 hours? Do you used to lose a day or a week to that sort of thing? It's like we're slowly taking our step away from stress, moment by moment in our daily life. And we're making the choices over and over again to just come back and be present. So over the course of a lifetime, this is the idea of taking a long view in patience. Over the course of a lifetime, we might actually gradually rewire the brain so that when stressful and unexpected things happen, we say, oh, I see it, I acknowledge it, I'm there for it, and I'm able to re-enter my day and do something else, and not just get overwhelmed and held by it. To not curl up in a ball because that coconut of wakefulness hit me, but to dust ourselves up, get up, and go about our day again. There's some sense of resilience that gets bred when we meet the unexpected with meditation, when we actually really enjoy our life through making the conscious choice. I'm not going to let this particular unexpected thing become a problem. I'm going to join it with my practice. In the Tibetan language, there's a word for this term warrior, which is, the word is pawo, P-A-W-O. Pawo, it can be translated as warrior, it could more directly be translated as one who is brave, or a being who is brave. And bravery in this case is not, it's referring not to someone who will go out and propagate aggression by any stretch of the imagination. That's not the idea of warriorship here. Warrior is not the typical warrior who battles others. Instead, this term refers to someone who's brave enough to battle their own neurosis and their strong habitual patterns and their strong desire to numb and to space out and to hide from their situation. Pawo is someone who bravely addresses their emotions, addresses their heartbreak, addresses the uncertain in life, and through relating fully with their present experience comes out the other end a kinder, more human. I wanted to say better person, but it's like a sense of just being the totality of our humanity is in play when we do that. I'll offer one more thing here, because maybe someone was watching this and said, well, I want to know how to relate to my smartphone. So I want to just offer maybe practice advice in regards to our relationship to the phone in particular. You could take maybe one day and make it the day that you look at your relationship to your smartphone, which is essentially me saying looking at your relationship to distraction / the tendency to numb out. When we reach for the phone, here's my phone. When I reach for the phone, see if I can tap into my intention. That's the idea. So you see what is my intention in picking this thing up? Is it for a specific reason? Are you looking for entertainment? Or is there something better? Something like, oh, I need to reach out to so-and-so and make a connection. If you're just looking for entertainment, pause. See if you can relax your senses, relax into the environment around you. Notice what you hear. Notice the smell of the room. The sights nearby. And whether you're in pristine nature or a construction site in the city, you can just take a few deep breaths and simply be present. And then, when a specific intention and reason comes up for you to use your phone, you can do so guilt-free. But we're inserting a sense of pause. And so again, the steps here are, so we reach for the phone, what's my intention? If you feel like your intention is a very good one, I gotta tell my person I'm running late. Great, do it. If it's, oh, I didn't even realize I picked it up and now I'm gonna be on Instagram, maybe just, again, pause, open up the sense perceptions, relax with the body breathing, just a few breaths, and then re-enter your day. In this way, we are reconnecting to the present moment. We are learning to live a life that is based in being open to things as they are, as opposed to trying to hide out and cover over any pain that may arise. It's an honest life. It's a kind life. not only to other people, but also to ourselves. So I wish you a lot of luck in joining the unexpected with meditation. I look forward to us talking about what that means to you very soon. Take care.